Hello everyone, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make a really simple dodgeball game on Scratch. So as you see, I kind of got unlucky there, a ball came straight at me, but since you're controlling the player with your mouse, if you are fast enough, you can get your mouse away. Okay, I wasn't fast enough again, but yeah, this is a pretty simple game, so I would really recommend it for someone who's a beginner. Okay, let me just try to get something at least. Let me try to at least dodge 30 balls because I'm not playing very well right now. Okay, yeah, there we go. We crossed the 30 mark. Let's see how far we can go. Okay, I gotta watch for those really fast balls. So yeah, again, if you're a beginner, I would strongly recommend you to make this because it's pretty easy to make and I think you will learn a lot. So yeah, let's get started. So first, we can get rid of the scratch cat unless you want to use it instead of our stick man that we're going to be making. And we don't need a fill, and we can hold control to make a perfect circle. So yeah, let's just do that. And maybe the circle can be a bit bigger. Yep, there we go. And now we're gonna draw a line straight down. Again, holding shift so that it's a straight line down. And then two lines that go like that. And let me just, or actually I can just do the same thing again. Yeah, there we go. I'm not trying to make this perfect because, yeah, maybe the arms can be a bit shorter. Just gonna do that. Yep, there we go. We have a stick man, and I'm just gonna give it some eyes. You don't have to, of course. Okay, that is a bit scary. Let me try redoing that. That isn't any better, but I'm just gonna do with this. Maybe make it red inside. And we also want it to frown when it, well, touches the ball. So let's just turn that frown upside down. I mean, turn that smile upside down. Make it a frown. Yep, there we go. Oops. I don't think those were grouped together. All you need to do is select these two and then press group. And then now they're grouped together. Yep, there we go. And now we have a smile and a frown. You can name them if you want. Let me just do that quickly. And now let's just get our ball sprites, which I'm just going to use Scratch for. And instead of using clones, which are a bit advanced, I'm just going to be using 4 different sprites to make it simple. And let me just change the colors just so that they don't all look the same and it's a bit more interesting. And for a background, I'm going to do something similar to the one I did over here. So just make it a solid color. I think purple wasn't the best idea. And also, let me just color this white inside. Yep, there we go. Because it's kind of hard to see the face otherwise. And maybe a dark red color was not too bad. So I'm going to do that again. And yeah, there we go. And now we want to make the balls fall from the sky, which is actually pretty simple. So all we need to do is make it go somewhere over here in a random position and fall to the ground until it touches the floor or the player. And if it does that, it goes back to the top and then falls again. So it looks like, you know, there's endless balls falling from the sky. And so to do that, let's just first make it go somewhere up here. So let's set Y to 180. And that's going to do that. Make it go somewhere up here. And then we want it to fall from the sky all the time. So we can put our next code in a forever loop and change Y by, well, we want it to be random, otherwise all the balls are going to fall at the same speed. So let's make a variable called speed, and I'm going to set that to something random from -5 to -15. And the reason this is negative is because we're just gonna, okay, yeah, speed, we're just gonna put this here so that it goes down, because when y changes by a negative value, it's gonna go down. So that's why I put speed to negative. And I'm also gonna create another variable called balls dodged, and I think we don't need to show the speed. And also I think we should make the speed a variable for each ball itself. So make sure you click for this sprite only. Yep. So I got rid of my old speed sprite because we want it to be only for each ball. So let me just hide that, and let me set balls dodge to 0 because we're going to reset our score. And let's change y by speed, and oh yeah, that's going to be here. And let's check if this is down here. So just do that. We can just check its y position. If it's less than 170, which is around the bottom, then, well, it's gonna go back up. But before that, let's set speed to something, because right now it's probably 0 by default. So let's do a random number from -5 to -15. Yeah, there we go. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here because we want it to go back up and go down with a different speed. And also we want to give the player a point because, you know, it touches the ground. And we want it to go to, we basically want it to go anywhere up here. To do that, all we're going to do is make it go to a random position. And as you can see, it's not up here. So after making it go to a random position, we're going to set y to 180. And now it is going to be, you know, somewhere up here. And as you see, it already works. You know, it falls from the sky, random speeds, and yeah. Now all we need to do is do that for all of the other 3 balls, and I can just do that by dragging this script to all 3. And now we basically have most of the game done because we have our balls from this falling from the sky. And now we just want to be able to control our player. So to do that, let's just make it so that I can move left and right according to our mouse. So all you need to do is set X to mouse X. So as you can see, you can already do that now. And then we're going to be checking if a ball hits the player because we want to end the game. Also, I think the player is a bit too tall here, so let me just size this down. Okay, that was probably not the best way to do it. Actually, I'm just gonna let the player be this height. It's probably fine. And also, I just realized I didn't paint the inside of this white as well, so it should be fine. So yeah, it might be a bit harder if your player is taller, but I guess we're just gonna be playing on hard mode. And we're going to be checking if we're touching either of the balls. So to do that, you can just use an if statement and these ORs, and just check if it's touching either of these balls. So touching ball 1 or ball 2 or ball 3 or ball 4. So let's just get all of them here. Oops. Yeah, there we go. And we also need more of these because we're checking if, okay, we probably don't need that one. Yep, there we go. And put those in here. So we're checking if it's touching either of those balls. And in that case, we want to first we want to make him frown, of course. So switch costume to frown. Yep, there we go. Make sure you set it to a smile at the start. Yeah, there we go. And then we want to show our last score, because the score is going to still update even after you hit the ball. So we want, I mean, this is optional, but I think it's good to have a last score variable to be able to see your last score, because your eyes are probably not going to be fixated on the score the whole time. So let's just hide the variable at normal times, because it's kind of annoying to have it here all the time. So hide last score. But then we do want to show it when we die. I mean, not when we die, but when we hit a ball. So after frowning, we want to, I guess, we want to say something as well. Let's just say ouch for 2 seconds. The player's going to know that, something happened. You touched the ball, and then that's why you lost. And then we're going to set our last score to balls dodged. So basically, whatever number is over here when you touch the ball is going to go to your last score variable. Then we're going to show our last score. And also, by the way, since it says ouch for 2 seconds, all of this happens after 2 seconds, because it's going to be saying ouch for 2 seconds, and this doesn't run until the ouch for 2 seconds completes. And also, we want to give time to the player to look at the last score, so let's just wait for 2 seconds. And let's hide the variable last score after that. And I think it would be better to also hide the variable balls dodged and then show it later. Yeah, hide the variables balls dodged and then show it later. And of course, we want to reset our score. And yep, I think we will also want to give it a smile. So yeah, I think that should be good. Now, if we play our game, we can, we can dodge balls. Let me just try to get a high score. Oops, okay. And then it says ouch, we can see our last score, and then the game resets. So yeah, if this video was helpful for you, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.